first starts to, when Ms. Jones first starts to share her screen, it'll pop up. But if you hit escape, I think it will.
One day you'll know why.
I think it will go down to half size, and then you can see both the screen and your notes.
TV crew.
Hey, Eric, welcome. Hello, Aaron. Good to see you. Welcome, Connie.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you all for being prompt. We are about to get started. I'm gonna put on some DJ for today. Put on a little music while we wait, and we'll give everybody a
long time ago,
chance
what
to
happened
get
again?
started.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Nice guy. Right, yeah. Doesn't cause trouble. Yeah, they couldn't prove I was
And
certain
we
anyway.
will really get started in earnest in about 3
What
minutes.
quantity are we talking in the trial? 4 kilos of speed, 100.
Right. All right. All right, right on. 4:30. Welcome, everyone. Welcome if you just joined us. We are going to start in 2 minutes. We have a very large crowd coming. So 45 people in the room already. Thank you so much for joining us. Please feel free to chime in on the chat. Love to see everybody's greetings and welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Harani. Great, welcome everyone. Welcome our sponsors, our employers, and students. We have a great group joining today. Guys, I'm Robert Holm. For those who don't know, I'm your designated DJ for the moment. So we're just gonna hang on for about 2 minutes and let the large group in the waiting room join us.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. Yeah, feel free outside the chat to also come on mic and say hello. Hi, Fatima. Zach, welcome back. All right. One thing that we're going to do today is while we are waiting, you know, in this virtual world, we don't have a chance to mingle and say hello, shake hands, give hugs or high fives. So while we're waiting, you guys can add in the chat anything that you liked, any highlights from this summer, especially interns and host employers, our school and community partners. What's one thing that you liked or an appreciation you might have had for your intern, for your supervisor, for your peers? Pop that in the chat while we're waiting, and we'll just get started in about 2 minutes. Right. Thank you, Josue, for starting us off. Oh, and Anaya, creating a great relationship with supervisor, boss. Awesome. Appreciate the on-ramps workshops. Great. Thank you. We appreciate you being there. And Josue, you are always active. Thank you, Zachary. Appreciating the dedication.
Yes, I am finally in.
Welcome. Guys, if you're just joining, we are getting a chance to greet each other in the chat. You can come on mic too if you like. Say appreciations of your peers, of your supervisors, of your interns if you're a host. What's something that you appreciated from other folks probably who are probably in the room? You can pop that in the chat. All right. I'd like to thank Derek. Oh, Mr. Maxwell. Yes. Great information. Our UDC teacher for the help desk. Jim from Virginia Tech, waiting for hours at Union Station to distribute materials. Awesome. Good highlight, Natural. Thank you, Jeffrey. Nice and patient. All right. A lot of people love Mr. Maxwell's class. Max, great cooperation. Thank you. Fatima, we have.
You're muted, Robert. Robert, you're
You're on
muted.
mute, Robert.
Robert,
You're on mute, Robert.
How did we get on mute? Was I reading off some of the pieces and the music earlier? I hope so. At any rate, thank you guys all for sharing in the chat. I am Robert Holm, and I will do a little bit more about my role in just a few minutes, but I would like to have our fearless leader and board chair, Monique Lenoir, start us off.
All right. Can you all see me and hear me?
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Robert. I am the board chair of On-Ramps to Career. I have the great pleasure of serving in this capacity. I've been working with On-Ramps for over 5 years. I first came to On-Ramps as a volunteer. I met Robert and I was so passionate about all the things that he was doing with this organization, and I really wanted to make a difference and volunteer. And then I went on to become a host organization. I work as the director of communications for the United Negro College Fund in DC, and I really saw a lot of alignment with what Robert was doing, what we're doing at UNCF to get students to and through college. So I worked with Robert in various capacities, first as a volunteer, then also as a host organization. And then I ended up joining the board, and now I'm actually the board chair. As a mom of 2 boys, middle school and high school age, I really know the impact that this organization can have on students who are working to go into the STEM fields. I think our mission is so incredible, especially during the past year when we saw a lot of things going on with racial diversity and equity. And I just can't say enough about this great organization and the mission that we have here at On-Ramps. For the students, for the employers, for the partners, for the donors, thank you so much for all of your support and coming together to make a difference on behalf of students in the DMV area. And for the students who've had their internships this summer, I just want to say to you that today is the tomorrow that you will see, or today is the opportunity to build the tomorrow that you want. So with that quote, what I want to convey is that you have had a great opportunity to be at various organizations this summer, to network with people, to meet people, to learn skills, to just become more aware of what you need to do in the workplace, albeit virtual. But just, I want you all to take this opportunity and make the most of it. It doesn't have to end today or tomorrow when the internship ends. Please take all of the mentors that please keep in touch with all the mentors that you met, and make sure that you continue to build that bridge, because this opportunity doesn't come around for a lot of students. And this particular program that you've been affiliated with, an organization.
Like, how are these meetings mandatory?
Really take you to the next level. So someone's not on mute. But anyway, these opportunities can really take you to the next level. And I just encourage all of you to make the most of it, to keep in touch with your employers, to develop mentors, to take the skills that you've learned this summer and to continue to foster those every summer until you get out to the workforce, because everything that you've learned is going to be so valuable, and it's going to really take you to the next level in whatever it is you decide to do. So I just wanted to say welcome. We're really excited about hearing from the students, and we're happy that you're all on today. Thank you.
Thank you, Monique. We're extremely fortunate to have you as a board chair, especially this past year and a half of both new challenges and new and exciting growth. For those who have not met, I'm Robert Holm, the founder of On-Ramps, and now after 8 years in of the organization, just one small part and a volunteer on a very large team of adults and young people who believe in On-Ramps' mission, really to empower young people and employers to grow economic opportunity for everyone in DC, and at the same time grow a more diverse and inclusive kind of workforce. So it's today's truly a celebration of very large, mostly volunteer team. You guys as students and interns, and there are over 200, about 220 young people and over 50 organizations who've joined this work with us this summer. So when I was a young person, I actually joined the Army, the US Army, when I was 17 and still in high school, where the majority of our participants are from. And in a sense, that was my appreciation. But the thing it reminds me of now is that, and the thing I really deeply valued was a sense of shared mission and community with my comrades. So it's really gratifying to feel that sense of shared mission and community now, again, with all of you as on-ramps, as students and young people. We've also, in a similar way, faced battles and some real losses that our young people and families and employers and community experience in this year of COVID. But I think that does make it even feel more like an army of volunteers and young people. But it also makes the celebration of the victories even more poignant. By the way, for those who notice I look different today than yesterday, I found a $9 bargain haircut last night, which went a lot shorter in the back than I expected. So it also contributes to my thinking of this as an Army Day. But haircut aside, I'm thrilled to welcome and celebrate with all of you many individual and collective victories that we've achieved.
Robert, you're on mute.
You're going to see awards listed for all the students. And can you guys hear me? I just got a mute note. Okay. They're listed as companies, but it's really, these are awards for young people who created essentially documentaries of what they learned and did this summer. We as adults and the young people will be leading this celebration today, and we'll start with one really outstanding new intern, Shania Paris. Are you with us, Shania?
Yes, I'm
Before
here.
Shania goes, Robert, can we just ask everyone else who's not speaking to mute? Because there's a little
Good
bit
idea.
of
Good
noise.
idea. If you guys could go on mute real quick. All right, Shania.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shania Paris. I'm currently a senior at Benjamin Banneker Academic High School. I just turned 17 about a week ago, and I'm an intern at Georgetown University. As interns, we want to begin today's celebration with the recognition of all of the over 30 employers who have created these experiences and shared their own with us. Without you, we would not be here to celebrate our achievements and what we've gained. We especially thank you for doing this when all of our lives and our educations were disrupted by COVID-19. OnRamp's 2021 employers include 30 organizations, more than double the employers from 2020. On behalf of all the OnRamp's interns and alumni, I want to say a heartfelt thank you to you all and to all the employer hosts on this slide.
Thank you, Shania. Really, I hope you guys are feeling the love from the interns. We want to say a thank you, especially to the employers that make OnRamps work. And I'll take a moment to say a special thanks to all of our board of directors. And it's a small but mighty team of from 7 companies and organizations. And in addition to all the work that they do, some of them as intern hosts, these guys are working with us essentially as staff all year round to take us kind of to new heights. I think we probably meet 8 to 10 times a month between our projects on this event. I especially want to shout out our event host committee and fundraising committee and our Salesforce data committee. And so our chair, Monique Lenoir, is just central to all that. Chris Carroll from AT&T, Jim Volman from Advanced Workforce Solutions in the U.S. Department of Labor, and Chris Brown, who's not on this slide, but almost like a board member for us, along with Hillary Jones. And you won't see as much of Hillary Jones, except everything that you see on the screen is created by her. She doesn't love the spotlight, but really makes everything work, along with our board and our staff, Aubrey and John and Chris. So Hillary is absolutely tenacious and tirelessly patient, as you guys as students know. and made this event possible with this group. So want to go to the next slide is our sponsors. It's absolutely fantastic to have a new sponsor and our headline sponsor for today, which is the Lever Fund. And I believe Connie Chang is on the line with us. Thank you, Connie and Jill and the whole Lever Fund team. It's actually quite great because one of our speakers who we selected even before Lever Fund was going to be the headline is on their board. So they have a huge reach. In addition to funding this work, they really bring people together. Connie and their board has already kind of introduced us to Genesis Works folks and the whole Lever Fund family and New Futures and Perscolis. So they're helping DC work, together on this same mission. So thank you to the Lever Fund. If we could show the other sponsors, they are sponsoring different levels of the awards here today. So as you can see on the screen, PepCo will do a Community of the Year Award partnership, and Accenture and CompTIA have been with us really almost since the beginning. Several other organizations on the next slide are our intern award sponsors, which we'll start in just a moment, and our general event sponsors here. So thank you so much to all their sponsors that keeps the show going on. As we turn to the students, we have a slideshow that I think you'll see Hillary Jones's love for the students in this. We don't get as much chance to see each other in person, but got a few pictures this year to celebrate our students. So Hillary's gonna play that. Don't hear the sound, Hillary, if you got sound. So I'm imagining that we need to restart for the sound. What you'll see in the slides is just a few kind of snippets of both the fun and the hard work that students have done this summer. After this, throughout the agenda, we're going to have students present most of the awards. And we're going to be starting with Rose and Gachu after this presentation. And she's going to also bring on our speaker from the U.S. Department of Labor, who we're really thrilled to have. So while we wait for the sound to come back on, I'm going to read a couple of the appreciations that came through. Let me just do the most recent one at Natalie, at Kaylee Majid. I just want to thank you guys so much for being patient with me and always uplifting me throughout the internship. Working with you guys was fun and informative. Thank you guys for also supporting me through this struggles and difficult times. I appreciate it more than you know. Thank you so much. All right. I see an appreciation for one of the students, and thank you, Jenny Niles, for joining us today. Another really important partner. Okay, looks like this video is ready to go, so I'll share it. Thank you so much, Hillary. Thank you for creating that. By the way, Ms. Jones had to have her partner grab her laptop from her at 2 a.m. this morning because she's been staying up too late working on this stuff. So thank you for all the tireless work you put in, Ms. Jones, getting us to this day today. Guys, that video was great. I'd also encourage those who are just joining to check out the appreciations of each other in the chat, and something that we're doing today is interns appreciating peers or their supervisors and supervisors of interns. Please feel free in the chat. So next we will go on to introduce a excellent example of what occurs when we work together. And that's Rose Ngachu, who's been an intern with us since high school and now is actually supervisor of interns now that she's an alumni and off to college. So she's a great person for us to start as our first main speaker. Rose.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Sound good?
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rosalie Ngachu. I am currently a sophomore in college, majoring in business and information systems. I also graduated from DC International School. So this is my third year working with On-Ramps to Careers. My first internship was an unforgettable experience with Accenture. Next, I worked with Octo, DC's powerhouse for technology, and this semester interned at Acquired Data Solutions, a company that provides technology solutions to both government and commercial contractors. Being on the board of alumni at On-Ramps has also allowed me to take part in planning and organizing new events for other interns. My experience this year was different as I was able to transition into the role of a supervisor. This new opportunity from On-Ramps allows alumni to help our employers take on even more in high school interns by employing us as mentors or supervisors. As such, my co-supervisor and I had our personal group of interns, which helped us learn management skills while also honing our technical skills. Throughout the summer with ADS, we provided technical assistance to our team as they created a series of projects through Quirlo, Scratch, Code.org, and more. We also reinforced mastery concepts, which are showcased through some of the projects. Besides the amazing opportunities to work with these companies, what I really appreciate about On-Ramps to Careers is how it prepares its interns. Their weekly workshops provided both before and during the internship covered topics such as how to network, how to conduct yourself in a professional virtual setting, how to advance in your internship, and more. These empowering workshops left me and other interns equipped with the knowledge to navigate our virtual summer internships. My experience with On-Ramps has been more than satisfying as I've been able to gain meaningful work experience, relationships, as well as a clearer vision when it comes to my place in technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Rose. One of the fantastic things about Rose is kind of her spirit that she brings to everything that she's doing. And we're going to have Rose also introduce our speaker from the U.S. Department of Labor. I think I need to check first if Chike has been able to join us yet, but I don't think he is on. Unless he's joining by phone. So we'll have you, Rose, if you don't mind, come back and do the introduction for Chike in a bit. Does that work?
Sure.
Okay. So what's really fantastic today, we have some extremely important speakers, but they are also helping to work with Congress and the Department of Labor on the pretty big infrastructure bill that's going on. So Chike let us know that it's possible that that he might be a little bit delayed in getting here. So we'll come back to that speaker in a second, and we'll now go on to Saba and the intern awards. Saba is one of our youngest and new interns, so we're super proud to have her be the main presenter. Saba, are you ready?
Yes, can everybody hear me and see me?
Yes, you're a little aimed down up high, so we see your mirror better than we see your face.
You guys can see me?
Point down a little more. Down the other direction. Oh, we see the top of your head.
Okay.
And there
This
you
is
go.
fine.
Closer. Pretty close. If you can get closer, maybe. Awesome. Thank you, Saba.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Saba Collins. I am a rising junior at McKinley Tech High School. This summer, I had the pleasure to intern at Virginia Tech. Compared to other internships this year, On-Ramps provided a family-like virtual work atmosphere that allows students to work on a topic that was of interest to them. Each of us worked on a presentation containing our host employer, our most interesting topic or project, what we have gained from the experience, and what we plan to do in the near future. There are 8 intern awards, and it is my pleasure to announce the nominees and winners for the first 3 awards, sponsored by Enlighten, Excella, Farmer Mac, and Verizon. Even though we all win, those selected presentations that win their category will receive an electronic gift card from On-Ramps. So with that being said, the Creative Award. The nominees for the most creative award for creative design, image, and effects in their presentations are the Department of Public Works, We Lift the World, Humi, I Thrive Her, C Square, and Accenture. And the winner is We Lift the World. Congratulations. Now we will watch a short clip.
Hello, my name is Mikhail Kills Johnson, and today I'll be answering some questions from On-Ramps to Careers. What is my company and what do they do? My company is We Uplift the World. We Uplift the World is an arts education organization focused on combining technology, creativity, entrepreneurship, and sustainability positively to transform lives. We Uplift the World basically helped out the youth with getting them paid and helping them with new technology.
I created a suite of animations for We Uplift the World and for Lambo Mage for 2 jobs for using a program called Rapper Offline. My teammate is Mikhail Keels Johnson. He's a writer, and we're both students for Friendship Collegiate High School. Here's an example of animations I have made. I discovered my Ikigai when I first came into this program. This program is a wake-up call for me because I know my career is going to be an animator and also a voice actor at my age. This taught me how to enjoy work, enjoying creating stuff that I love making, and to inspire and help others.
Excellent. Welcome, Chike. Oh, we have you on mute. Really glad, really appreciate you making the time now. And if we don't mind, Saba, we'll pause the intern award part. You're actually well on time, Chike, but we wanted to not do your introduction until you were here. So I just told people kind of the big work that you're working on that is in the news, I think, for a lot of people, but really appreciate your going. Rose, are you able to do Chike's introduction?
Yes. So it is now my pleasure to introduce one of our exciting speakers today, Chike Agu. So he is the Chief Innovation Officer at the United States Department of Labor and a board member of our headlining sponsor, the Lever Fund. So serving dual roles as the U.S. Department of Labor As the Chief Innovation Officer and Senior Advisor for Delivery, Chike Agu leads efforts to use innovative technologies, partnerships, and practices to accelerate the department's mission of delivering a future of work that includes and dignifies every American. Previously, he was the inaugural head of economic mobility pathways at the Education Design Lab, where he launched the Community College Growth Engine Fund, an innovative multi-million-dollar effort turning community colleges into bridges to careers in high growth fields for thousands.
Jenny, Niles, and Noemi are here.
So he has been a Technology and Human Rights Fellow at the Harvard Carr Center for Human Rights Policy, where he focused on the future of work and racial equity. He was a venture partner at a Maryland-based New Markets Venture Partners, where he focused on workforce technologies. He also served as a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. He also served as a lecturer at the Columbia University and a guest speaker at the University of Maryland School of Public Policy. Additionally, he has served as an advisory board member for the Teach for America DC region, board member for Baltimore's Code in the Schools, past advisory board chair of the Prince George's County Social Innovation Fund, and former appointee of the Prince George's County Executive to the county's Commission on Fathers, Men, and Boys. Chike holds degrees from Tufts University, Harvard Graduate School of Education, Harvard Kennedy School of Government, and University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School. I now present you Chike Agu.
Rose, thank you for that overly kind introduction. And honestly, thank you to On-Ramps, kind of a new friend and an organization that I'm happy to know. Thank you so much to the Lever Fund, where I used to be the vice chair of the board. And I see some of my friends I see Jill, I see Connie, old and dear friends. And mostly, I want to thank all of you students who have gone through this program, done the work, and frankly are going to be leaders in this new technology economy. And frankly, it's not so new anymore, but it's become more vital than ever. And so where I wanted to start is, let me say a little bit about me and connect it to, I think, the work that you're doing here. For those of you who know me and for those of you who don't, just to say a little bit about me and from whence I come, I always say my family is a very classic immigrant story to this country. My family is from a village in the far east of Nigeria that most Nigerians themselves will never go to and never visit. If you go, none of my grandparents went past middle school. My parents grew up literally like over the hill from one another. So if you literally went to my father's house, you could look over the hill and see my mother's house, and there's not much in between. And what changed for them was in the mid 70s to early 80s, they both got a golden ticket to come to the United States and take advantage of American public higher education. My dad went to UT, my mom went to Rutgers in New Jersey. And that's how I'm sitting before you as a presidential appointee, really being able to congratulate you on this program. And that's a startling thing to be able to do in a generation. Go from grandparents who didn't go past middle school to me being able to sit here in front of you as I am right now. And so the question about why I do this work and why I do most of what I've done in my career is, how do you repeat that for more people? Because even though it happened for me, it doesn't happen for a lot of people. And so the question is, how do we repeat this for more people? I also think about the question of, my dad came to this country in 74, 17 years old, knowing nothing and nobody, and was able to do what he did. And I always think about, let's say someone came to America today, like my dad did back then. What would they need to do what my dad did? And in some ways, it's what you all have already done. What I say a lot about the technology economy, and I spent half my career in technology, is technology data is frankly the most valuable thing that we have today. It's in some ways more valuable than diamonds, more valuable than oil, more valuable than almost all those than gold bars. It is the most valuable thing we have in this world. And the question is, who's going to get to take advantage of that value? Who's going to get access to it? And the answer is, too often, it's frankly not the type of people who On-Ramp serves. If you wonder why there are so many apps about walking dogs, about getting your laundry done, about getting food delivered on time, and not about how we get people housing, not about how we get people better education, not about how we make sure the planet doesn't burn up so that I can leave this to my children, it's because people like you are not in the room often enough to help craft those solutions. And so one of the things that I'm saying is one of the reasons that it's so important that you're here is one, nothing makes me happier as a former teacher to see young people achieve, who at times society doesn't expect to. But more importantly, your country needs you. Whether you decide to go into government, whether you decide to go into the private sector, whether you decide to be in the nonprofit space, taking the skills that you learned here through on-ramps and applying it to bettering your community, your physical community where you live, but also the people who share that affiliation and also across communities, nothing is more important right now. So the first thing I want to say to you beyond congratulations, that your country needs you. The second thing I am going to say is we need you to be ambitious. And when people hear the word ambition, they usually think about, frankly, people who are just trying to advance themselves. But you can not just be ambitious for yourself, you can be ambitious for your community. And so we want you to think very big. We want you to have the confidence of people who have at times grown up far more privileged than you have. You know, one of the things, a story I like to repeat from a fellow Marylander is for those of you who know the company Under Armour. Kevin Plank, who founded Under Armour, he's from Kensington, Maryland. He was a football player at the University of Maryland, and he started the company because he didn't like the way his t-shirt felt. So he created a shirt that wicked off the sweat. For the first 20 years he started that company, he sent a letter to Phil Knight, who was a founder of Nike, every year saying, "I'm coming for you, Phil," meaning I'm coming after you, Nike. And now Under Armour, depending on how you count it, is number 2 or number 3, a company he started in his grandma's basement. And so that's in the end, forget the strategy, forget all that. It was just a lot of, frankly, ambition and will, along with a bunch of other things. And what I want is for you all to have that level of will. We need people for coming from the communities that you come from, caring about the places that you do, having that level of ambition. Here's the last thing I'm going to say. And again, congratulations. We need you. We need you to think big. And the last thing is, one day you will sit in my chair. You will be the not quite old person, but not quite young person anymore. And there'll be young people that you're talking to. And I ask you, when that time comes, and it's going to come faster than you think, make that time. Make that investment in those young people, because someone's doing it for you right now. I'm looking at a bunch of these people who are doing it for you. And it will be your time to invest back what has been invested into you. One thing I say, and it's something that President Biden says fairly frequently about COVID, he'll talk about, hey, we need a whole of government approach to solve this problem. And I'll tell you, particularly on COVID, all of us are working on this 24/7. But for most problems that are worth solving, whether it be poverty, whether it be crime, whether it be education, no one part of society can solve it on its own. And I talk a lot about a whole of society approach. We need everybody, businesses, nonprofits, government, working together to solve these problems. And you all are going to be part of it sooner than you think. And so when that time comes to be part of solving those problems that are either right in front of your face or that are affecting people that you may not know or may not see, step up. And so I'm going to not talk too long, because that's what old people like me do. And I just want to say congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. We need you. Your country needs you. And when the time comes for you to sit in the chair that I'm sitting in, make sure to make the time for people who are going to be that next generation after you. And so with that, what I'm going to do is pass it on, I believe, and Chris, tell me if I'm still right about this, to my good friend, Connie, unless she's already spoken. But even if she hasn't, she can always speak again, because Connie has so much to say. And just again, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Chike. And the charge that you've put out was phenomenal, both for us to get more people able to do the change that your family did, and also to you guys as students to create those apps for getting more housing, getting more childcare. Appreciate that. I want to give Connie we're putting her on the spot together here, Chike. Told her she didn't have to speak in the end because she just had jet lag from but I think she might be willing to say a word. Connie, are you still with us?
Yes, I am. And wow, to follow Chike's kind of speech and just kind of like the clarion call for everyone. It's difficult. I think he did a great job. It is so true that where you stand today, you will be in that seat like Chike is faster than you know. And that kind of ambition that he talks about, broader than yourself, to really focus on your community, is truly everything. All of these big problems that we're facing, we cannot do it alone. And so just being here with you all on the Zoom call, this is this little community, and it's just wonderful to be here. And on behalf of Lever Fund's board, on behalf of our executive director, Jill Barrett, who's also here, we are just so happy to be a part of this great idea that Robert had a few years ago, and to be able to invest in the next generation. Technology is going to be a part of our lives. I've been in this technology innovation field for decades, on the private sector side, on the public sector side. I'm a big public servant, kind of service person, and everyone needs to be involved and to build up our skills, because it's not just the U.S. We compete globally, and we do need to make sure that we are able to equip ourselves for competition, to be able to bring our best feet forward, our best ideas forward, and to make things happen. And we do it individually, but also as a team. So I'm so happy to be here. We're so happy to be the headline sponsor, and to bring On-Ramps to Career into our Lever Fund family. So thank you, Hillary. Thank you, Monique. Thank you to the board of On-Ramps. And I'm just so glad to keep hearing about all the other interns. I mean, there's more to go. So thank you for having us.
Thank you, Connie, and thank you, Chike. You guys were both right on time, both on the clock and on message. So, Chike, we actually were a little bit ahead of time, so that's why we started the intern awards. We'd love for you to stick around. We also know that Capitol Hill is calling you. As much as you can, though, please join us to see some of the awards we're going on. And I'll turn it back to Saba if you are ready, for our second intern award.
Okay.
Excuse me. I was wondering, Robert, if it'd be okay if I just say thank you real quick.
Oh, sure. Since your team was
Yeah.
award. Sure.
Yeah. My name is Bijan Machin, with We Uplift the World. And I just couldn't go on without saying thank you real quick to Robert and Hillary, Aubrey, and the whole team there. This was a tremendous opportunity, and we have some really fantastic, really talented, passionate, creative, professional students who did a really great job. So thank you all for everything that you do for making this possible. And thank you for the award. We're very grateful.
Thank you, Bijan. I can't resist, but Bijan was there from the beginning too. Bijan and Antoine Ford from Enlightened. Connie mentioned it was Robert's idea, but really Bijan was at Microsoft. We wouldn't have started with this and Enlightened 8 years ago. So thank you, Bijan. Saba, back to you.
Okay. Professionalism. The nominees for the most professional award are Virtual Enterprise Architects, Inadev, ADS Team Phoenix, ADS Team Genius, Upperclassmen, PEPCO, Office of Chief Technology Officer, Indico, Virginia Tech, and Progressive DC. And the winner is the Office of Chief Technology Officer. Congratulations. Now we will watch a short clip.
Hello, On-Ramps. This is our project for Octo.
This is the overview of the company. Octo, the Office of the Chief Technology Officer, is a branch of the DC government focused on the technology-based aspects of DC. Octo is responsible for developing, producing, and maintaining the applications, technology policies and services, and general technological framework used by the district. In addition, Octo works in the maintenance of DC's data and helps keep the city run steadily.
Informative. The nominees for the most informative award are Community Help Desk, Inadev, PEPCO, Georgetown UIS, Community Grocery Co-op, both Accenture teams, and Prevision. And the winner is Community Grocery Co-op. Congratulations. Now we will watch a short clip.
This is all about Community Grocery Co-op. I am Dewan Brown. Hello, my name is Dewan Brown. I am a junior at H.D. Woodson STEM Senior High School, and the internship that I was in this summer was Community Grocery Co-op. Community Grocery Co-op is a grocery cooperative who is trying to make lives better for residents in the communities, mainly in Ward 7 and 8. Ward 7 and 8 has a lack of grocery stores. We only have 3 grocery stores combined in both of the wards. While in wards 1 through 6 is dozens of grocery stores, so they're just trying to get back to the people and pick up the slack of what we are missing.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Saba. Well done as an MC. We will move on to the next piece. So all these students that you've seen, congratulations, Dewan. And all the teams at Octo and We Uplift the World and all the nominees. You guys, some of you are already there, but all of you next year will be alumni, or actually as of today, you are alumni. So we really want to show you guys a sense, and that's what all of our professionals do, our employers, kind of where it's possible to go. And I want to show a clip from one of our fantastic alumni from our 2014, 2015, 2017 cohorts. She was in 3 internships at Microsoft, I think maybe even with Bijan, who you saw earlier, and with Carlyle Group. If you can play the clip, Hillary.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany Young, and I am a recent graduate of Florida A&M University. In December of 2020, I graduated with my bachelor's degree in computer information systems. Since then, I've gone on to start full-time at Texas Instruments as an analyst on the IT security compliance team. I had the privilege of interning twice with On-Ramps back in 2014, summer of 2014, as well as 2015 with Athletech. This internship opened so many doors for me as far as internships, experience, and network. The people associated with On-Ramps have helped me so much with resumes, elevator pitches, as well as a lot of hard skills I've learned from the internships at Athletech with Microsoft. These internships helped me get internships and look stellar on my resume for other employers such as Intel, the IRS, the Carlyle Group, and Texas Instruments. And it was a determining factor almost for a lot of the scholarships that I received throughout college. I want to express my gratitude, first of all, to the On-Ramps team, but I also want to encourage you all to please stay connected with On-Ramps and Mr. Holmes on LinkedIn. Make sure you're following our LinkedIn page and staying connected, because there are so many different opportunities that are coming out this year that is really going to help a lot of the alumni, as well as some of the current students in this program. Internships, as well as opportunities to start full-time at different companies straight out of college. So make sure you're connected. Make sure you keeping up with emails and text messages, everything. It has really been influential in my life, and I really do appreciate everyone from On-Ramp.
Excellent. Well, got to say thank you to Brittany already, but she is a perfect example of what we're all about. So started at Texas Instrument. You're going to hear from a couple other folks from her cohort at the end. Guys, especially you as interns, how do you stay connected to the network that you're now a part of? Not just us, the On-Ramps team, but all of the alumni, which is probably going to be the most powerful connection that you have out of this work. We are doing great on time. In fact, we're doing the same thing to our next speaker as we did with Chike, and we're a little bit ahead schedule. So what we're going to do is go next to our intern awards, and that is going to be presented by Harani Medexa and Mario Martinez.
Hi, everyone. My name is Harani Medexa.
I'm 21 years old. I studied at Archbishop Carroll High School, and I'm now a rising fourth year student at American University studying business administration. And I serve as a cohort captain at OnRamp's IT customer service as an intern. Now I'll pass it down to Mario to introduce himself.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mario Martinez. I am 22 years old. I am a graduate of Columbia Heights Educational Campus, or Bell High School for short. And I'm also a recent graduate from Potomac Job Corps campus located in Washington, D.C. I am actually one of the seniors from last year's help desk, returning again to share my knowledge through the youth that are now entering the help desk for this year. Now, the help desk for short is the IT help desk from OnRamps. That what we do is assist the youth in teaching them professionalism and proper work etiquette when in the help desk to assist the community with their IT related issues, regardless if they're old or young. In short, we get from the community and we give back to the community. And I will transition back to Harani.
All right, so it is our pleasure to announce the final four awards of our nominees and winners for innovative. So for the innovative award nominees, we have the Help Desk, Indico, C Squared, Block by Block, and Homemade in DC. And out of these five, the winner is Indico. Awesome. Shout out to Indico. All right, now I'll pass it down to Mario.
Hello,
Next are
my name is
the
Raul, and I'm currently a student at Nova.
Hello, I am Lee Rasmussen, and I'm an upcoming senior at Czech.
Hello, my name is Elijah Butts, and I'm an upcoming senior at Wilson High School.
Hello, my name is Patrick Donnelly. I am an incoming freshman at Virginia Tech.
Hi, my name is Zakia Wilson, and I'm an incoming freshman at George Mason University. As for our internship, we all intern for Indico. Indico is a company that helps improve existing companies as well as use technology and small investments so those companies can endure greatness in the near future.
The clients of our project, Skatistan, are an international NGO that works to provide less fortunate children in Afghanistan, Cambodia, and South Africa with education through skateboarding. Their programs combine life skills with fun, freedom, and creativity to help underprivileged youth thrive.
The goal of our job was to create a web application that Skatistan could use in order to simplify processes that they've already been using. So in order to do this, in order to create this web application, we needed the front end and the back end for both a request side and an accept side.
Right, this is for you. Oh, I think you might be on mute, Mario.
Oh, sorry about that. Yes, up next we have the Techie Award, and here are our nominees. We have Virtual Enterprise Architects, Virginia Tech, Natural Den. I'm sorry, it's a little blurry. Natural, Darren, Anonymous, Davelin, Jaden, Abdul, Dan, and Isaac. Then we have Indico, and then in Native, Wars Live, C Squared, Georgetown, UIS, from Milkus, Armor, Christina, and Dennis. And here is the winner. The winner is Georgetown UIS. Up next, we're going to show a quick clip.
You learn how to install different parts of a computer and how to build a computer and things like that. And there are also some customer service related courses that we've done. How to, if you're working in IT, how to respond to tickets, how to manage tickets, and how to provide a good customer service experience.
Awesome. Now we have our Engaging Award, and here are our nominees. Our Engagement Award nominees are Department of Public Works, We Uplift the World, Community Help Desk, Community Grocery Co-op, and ADS Team Phoenix. And the winner is Department of Public Works. Congratulations, and now we will show a quick clip.
This is a story map describing our internship with the Department of Public Works through the On-Ramps program.
What does DPW do? The DC Department of Public Works is a government organization designed to keep our city clean and safe. They do things such as plow streets, collect trash and dead animals, parking enforcement, and leaf collection. Here's a link provided by Miss Awad that goes through almost everything that DPW does. It's very detailed. So here's just a quick run through.
All right, now it is our pleasure to announce the Teamwork Award. So this award shows a strong collaboration and inclusion. So our nominees are Community Help Desk, Virginia Tech, Indico, and Acquired Data Solutions, Team Phoenix, ADS Team Hydrus, and ADS Team Number 1. And the winner is Virginia Tech. Awesome. And now we'll watch a brief clip from their presentation.
Welcome to our presentation. Just a quick intro. The modern world depends heavily on technology, and the making of that technology stems from careers that involve engineering. So today we'll be covering both of these topics, modern day technology and engineering. Just a quick intro for our group members. We have Abdullah, who's presenting robotic engineering. We have Jack with autonomous vehicles, Darren with renewable energy, me with analysis of wind turbines. We have Anush with game theory analysis. We have Natural with social engineering, Jaden with ransomware, and Sion with engineering applications.
Hello, my name is Natural Taylor, and I'm here to tell you a little about our employer and team. Our employer is On-Ramps Virginia Tech, and our department is the Think a Bit Lab. At Virginia Tech's Think a Bit Lab, we're led by our head supervisor, Jim Eggenreiter, the alumni supervisors who participated in the lab last year, and other mentors, Rowena and Jing. At this lab, we're assisted by them to work on cooperative and individual research.
Wonderful. Thank you, Harani and Mario. I think that's your set, the teamwork. Well done, MCs. Really appreciate you. Well, I have the honor next to introduce Lindsay Parker, who's the Chief Technology Officer, described by one of our, of Octo, described by one of our interns earlier as DC's technology powerhouse. So just wanted to make sure you heard that earlier, Lindsay. And Lindsay herself is a powerhouse. She was nominated by Muriel Bowser to be the Chief Technology Officer in 2019, the beginning of 2019. But it seems like she's presented a decade worth of work since then. And I have the true privilege of seeing her dedication, developing young talent from DC, so that she and Octo can fill thousands of good paying tech jobs in DC agencies. So between summer internships, help desk collaboration, and the apprenticeships with CityWorks and On-Ramps, keynoting our last time we had an in-person celebration before COVID at Samsung, encouraging us to scale our work. She's been a really dynamic champion for this work. So Lindsay previously was the Deputy Chief of Staff for the mayor, worked in the private sector, creating innovative policies, and in the public sector as well to help DC access technology. DC and other urban centers to stay competitive and innovative in today's economy. So she previously worked in cybersecurity sector in a number of roles, which I know helps serve her now, and was the director of the internal communications at Symantec. So she is the perfect person to announce the overall intern presentation of the year award in all those ways, and some more that you're about to discover. So Lindsay, thank you for joining us, and Kumar, thank you so much for joining us as well. We'll do Lindsay, and then we'll have you introduce you with Lakeabelle in a second. Kumar, thank you.
Awesome. Robert, gosh, thank you so much. What an introduction. It's so neat to be here. I got the invite and I was worried that we had a conflict, but I always love to be at the On-Ramps event because really understanding just the number of different projects that all the different teams got to work on over the summer is just fantastic. And now I want all of you to work for us next year. No, I can't hire all of you, but I really want as many of you graduating from high school and looking for career and college next steps to think about working in the government. Because really, as a new hire in DC government, if you're supporting any type of, if you're at DPW, the Department of Public Works, or you're working for DC public schools even, the amount of things that you can do really fast to help us become a much more technology-enabled government to deliver services better and more efficiently to our residents, the visitors and businesses in Washington, D.C. It's an honor. I love going to work every day. But the neatest thing is, even at a young age, even at the beginning of your career, you really just get a breadth of experience really fast. And you can use it as a jumping off point to go wherever you want to. So always think about us. But also wanted to say to Robert and Hillary, thanks, and the entire team at On-Ramps, like you do remarkable work. You get the next generation ready to step into some big jobs, especially in the summer. A lot gets thrown at them, and gosh, do they deliver. So I do want to just recognize the SYA peers that were at Octo that came up with their video. I think that you saw a little bit earlier today. Garrick Thomas, Wyndham Stanford, and Andrew Addison, who's been with us for 3 years running. Just a tremendous group of young people. I'm rest assured, and I can tell anybody here that's not a part of this next generation, they've got it. And they're going to make it even better, which is super exciting. So all that to say, without further ado, the moment that we've all been waiting for, the all-around On-Ramps to Career intern video presentation of the year. It looks like there were 30 video presentations. So huge deal, a lot of work, a lot of creativity, love to see it. The team nominees for intern presentation video of the year are, oh, I'm supposed to read from this. I have another list. Sorry. Okay. Virginia Tech, the Department of Public Works, Indico, ADS Team Phoenix, We Uplift the World, which was the first out-of-state internship, I think, right? That you guys had in California?
A great guess. Yeah, just about.
How cool.
And definitely the farthest away.
Definitely the farthest away, yeah. And Community Help Desk. So without further ado, is there a drum roll? No, there's the video, right?
I can do the drum roll.
Drum roll is the Community Help Desk. We had the privilege of working with Gabrielle and Harani here at Octo, but Gabrielle, Harani, Mario, Rachel, Tatiana, well done.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. I know it was synchronicity that got you to be available to speak with us, and synchronicity that it got to be a very great coincidence that it gets to be folks that do something quite similar, and even got to get involved and supported by some of your staff at Octo. So you're a perfect introducer to that. I'd like to next have our guest speaker, Kumar Garg from Schmidt Futures, who will be introduced by Lakeabelle Abul, one of our most phenomenal alumni interns. Lakeabelle?
Thank you, Ms. Hi, everyone. My name is Lakeabelle Abul, and I am a 2018 graduate from McKinley Tech. I first got involved with on-ramps in 2017 when I interned with Girls Who Code. Loved it. Now I am currently a junior studying computer science at the University of Notre Dame. Go Irish. But enough about me, because up next we have an amazing speaker for you all today, and it is my pleasure to introduce Kumar Gar. Kumar is the Senior Managing Director and Head of Partnerships at Schmidt Futures. In this role, Kumar works to help all major Schmidt Futures programs find successful leverage, as well as helping to run the technology and society portfolio. He previously helped shape science and technology policy for the Obama administration for nearly 8 years, serving in a variety of roles in the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. Kumar led the Obama administration effort to bolster science, technology, engineering, and math education, including the Educate to Innovate campaign with more than $1 billion in-kind and philanthropic investment, as well as development of major State of the Union initiatives to train 100,000 excellent STEM teachers and bring computer science to all K-12 students, and the creation of iconic events such as the White House Science Fair. Kumar, thank you for joining us today. We look forward to learning more about your background and obtaining some words of wisdom. If you happen to have some time before, after, or even during your speech, I know we will all appreciate if you share one thing you wish every young person knew as they embark on their career. Now, without further ado, I'll pass the mic on over to you, Kumar. Good luck.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I want to congratulate the whole team, all of the students who were involved, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. There's on social media, everyone has been talking about President Obama turning 60, which just, you always take these things personally, because I was like, I turned 40 this year, which feels ridiculous because I was in my 20s when I worked for the president. And as he has gotten older, we've all gotten older. I think one of the things that I think is, when I sort of reflect on the time kind of working on math and science education, working on STEM education, is that I think one of the things that is different, so I was born in India. I came when I was in middle school, and I grew up in suburbs of New York. And one of the things that's kind of interesting about the US when you sort of grow up here is that math and science gets treated as like a thing that some people do. And in the rest of the world, it gets treated as a thing that everyone does. So like all my cousins, back in India, they all study this stuff, all of them. It's like the way you get ahead, right? It's like the more you can do it. In the US, like there's this kind of view that like, oh, I can be a writing kid, I can be a reading kid, but like some people are math kids, or like some people do the computer science thing. And I think we do a big disservice to ourselves when we sort of count out what do we actually, what are going to be the careers of the future, but what, like look at the thing that we're living through, this big pandemic that has taken over our lives. Well, how are we going to dig our way out of it? We're going to dig out of it by actually understanding all the data. We're going to dig out of it by understanding the science behind the biology of the disease. And so one of the big things I sort of learned working for the president is that, one of the things he really bought into this idea that it's really for everybody. Like it was the thing that he and the science advisor, John Holdren, really connected on, which is like science and technology is how we make our democracy stronger. It's like actually really important to like the world we want to build and every piece of it, because either technology is done to us or like we are like the force that actually shapes the technological world, and you see it all the time. But understanding it, you can only really understand something that you can build and take apart, just like a function of how things work, right? It's either, and whether it's the algorithms that will like shape what all the cameras see, whether it's the kind of systems that decide who gets what loan, whether it's the satellite imagery that decides where flood insurance will get covered, all of these are huge data and STEM topics. And one of the things that you realize when you actually take some of these systems apart is how fragile they are. You know, like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but like, you know, anytime there's a big debate in this country about whether we should go to war, like, oh, should we get involved in this part? Guess who like does not want to go to war, right? The military does not want to go to war. Why do they not want to go to war? Because they actually know something about how terrible war is. And so often, if you actually interview technologists and you say, oh, should we like start using algorithms for deciding how we should do, you know, criminal justice complaints? They'll be like, no, 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 definitely don't do that. You know, like you should know how easily these algorithms break, right? The closer you are to it, the closer you understand all the different flaws in it. The farther away you are from it, you're like, oh, it's like a magic system, you know, that'll give me the answer. So I think the work that you're doing is really important. And I think the reason it's really important is not only will it expose you to a lot of amazing new job opportunities, give you a sense of confidence in what you can do, but I actually think it's just going to make you see the whole world in bigger and more richer ways, because everything, you know, it's like technology and science is not like this side thing. You know, I really think it's like part of all of it. And segmenting out these debates, you know, so like, you know, I was reading yesterday around like, oh, you know, millions of people who didn't get their unemployment insurance because the websites didn't work. And you're like, well, why didn't the websites work? And it's like, oh, it's because like some part of the government implemented an identity management system where you had to, for fraud and abuse things, you have to show some proof of ID. And this proof of ID knocks out a whole bunch of the population. And you're like, well, you know, who knows anything about that system? And then I've talked to people at the Department of Labor who manage that system, and they don't understand the system that they're managing. And then that has a real implication on everyone's lives. So, you know, my career, you know, back in college, I studied political science and computer science. And I thought of those as like very different things. You know, political science is like, oh, how does government work? Computer science is how do like computers work? And I was like, oh, these are such different things. But then you realize like more and more as I've actually worked is like, these are interrelated things, right? The actual way these things relate is like the human systems affect the technology we build, and the technology affects the society we're building. And so that's, you know, that was my experience working for the president, which is he really thought, how do we design everything we do in education and to sort of make sure everyone has these opportunities, and how do we get all of you involved in all of this work? So, you know, once I left the administration, you know, in 2017, I was like one of the last people to turn off the lights. You know, my journey sort of since then has been involved just doing similar work, which is how do we continue to expand opportunity using science and technology. And so I'm eager to hear about all the things you all will accomplish. I'm eager to always get any questions or ideas. You know, the OnRAM team knows they can always send along if there's ever anyone who's like, oh, I'm thinking about this, or are there any people you know who I should talk to and everything else. I'm eager to chat. And, you know, I want to thank you all for having me here.
Thank you so much, Kumar. I love the big picture that you bring, both from the Obama administration and the international perspective. It's certainly something that we share, that everybody should be in STEM. And certainly what we're about is that everybody at least has the opportunity to be in STEM here. So we definitely would love to stay a thought partner with you. So thank you for breaking away today to do this. So we do all this work with employers. What do you see and what do you push for in this role and in the White House about employer engagement in this? What would you like to see? What do you hope will happen? What are you trying to do?
I mean, I think employers end up becoming very important. Part of it is that I think it's hard to make the work come real without employment experience. You know, like what are hands-on ways to actually use these skills to work? And I think, so the challenge I think is that designing systems where employers can actually bring in talented folks in ways that are win-win for everybody just takes a lot of upfront work. I mean, I think that's why the work you're doing is so valuable, because it's easy. You know, I'll talk to heads of HR and they'll say, oh yeah, like we would way rather have these kind of embedded experiences where we get to meet a bunch of students and then we can make offers based on someone that we've actually gotten a chance to know, way better than just interviewing. Everyone kind of says that. So then the question is like, why doesn't everybody just do it, right? And I think the reason is like, it's hard. It takes setup.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. Well said. And I really want to continue this conversation with you. Today, that's the great setup, Kumar, for what we're going to do next, which is to share one of our outstanding employers of the year. We have over 30 employer hosts this year, nearly double from 2020. And we started with the recognition of all the employers with Shania earlier. But we want to highlight just one to have a sense of what you just said, Kumar, of how much it takes work. So leading that for our next award are two of our highly talented alumni, Natural Taylor and Damari Bender, if Damari's with us.
Yep, so thank you so much for that handoff, Mr. Holm. Hello, everyone. My name is Natural Taylor, and I'm a class of 2020 graduate of McKinley Technology High School, currently studying at Harvard College. I'm 19 years old, and I've had the privilege of interning with Virginia Tech Think a Bit Lab for 2 years now, or 2 summers. So similar to the intern awards, there are many employers who go above and beyond the call of duty, which makes it difficult to select just one to highlight. There are employers like Accenture, who, knowing that most other companies would struggle to host interns during COVID, grew their on-ramps internship to 60 positions, the largest of all on-ramps partners. Or employers like ADS Acquired Data Solutions, who, despite being much smaller than Fortune 500 partners, leverage on-ramps college alumni to multiply their own staff's impact and create 40 positions, punching way above their weight in impact. We had many good candidates this year, but the on-ramps employer host of the year for 2021 is Dr. Jim Eggenreiter of Virginia Tech. Professor Eggenreiter, or Jim as his interns call him, is a leader who spends an incredible amount of time directing work with students and also giving all of them the opportunity to choose their own research focus related to technology and engineering. So on a personal note, I've known Jim for over a year now, and I have to just attest to the fact that he's a phenomenal supervisor as well as just an amazing friend. Over the time I worked with him, he helped me to just realize my passion, pursue my passion, and make a productive time of my summer. But he also just opened the door to so many resources and opportunities aside from the internship, and just throughout the year, just introducing me to those. And I could say that's the experience that other Virginia Tech intern have as well. So, Jim, we love and appreciate you at Virginia Tech. We all recognize the hard work you do, and I'd just like to thank and congratulate you today. So with that, I'll hand it back to you, Mr. Holm.
Thank you, Natural. That's what I know makes all of this pay off for our employer partners, and Natural is just one example of saying it to Professor Eggenreiter, but there are examples of him and that really personal meaning that you each as employers have given. And Jim reaching, I remember, I'll just tell you guys, I had a conversation with Jim about expanding this year, and he was driving down the road with his wife, and he said, my wife's going to kill me, but sure, I'll take 25. So there's personal sacrifices as well as love, and I know that's why he did it. So thank you, Jim, and everyone who's grown their internships and these opportunities. So there, our final award is to a partner that we speak about a lot, but don't thank enough. This is our first year doing the Community Partner of the Year, which is sponsored by PepCo. And in addition to the many employers and sponsors who make this experience work for young people, there are an equal number of community partners. And I do want to recognize those before we might have to do that after this. Yeah. We've got both our school partners and our community partners. It's just, as I said at the beginning, this is like an army of volunteers. And there, you can see on the screen, too many for me to, we'd finish very late if I read them all out, but just want to highlight a couple. Our educators and organizations who we work with, especially school staff and teachers who prepare students with skills and connect them with us. And they do that work all year round. Our public schools and Office of State Superintendent, DC Public Schools, the college and career team is just amazing and completely in the trenches with us, with OSSI, when it comes to arranging hundreds of interviews, matching hundreds of young people to opportunities, and problem solving, risk problem solving, and more resourceful problem solving through internships and trainings, and now with one of our partners, CityWorks, with youth apprenticeships. But there is one that comes before all this year and from the very beginning, and I'm taking over the privilege of saying that because how significant it's been for me in this, even starting on-ramps. The one that makes it possible for the students to both advance their career aspirations with on-ramps and to immediately contribute to their families and education tuition by earning wages. And I don't think most of our students, well, maybe half of them, would be here without getting paid. But the Department of Employment Services and the Marion Barry Summer Youth Employment Program, which we all know as MBSYEP, is that organization. It's really, Deanie Freeman, I think, is here along with Dr. Morris Hughes for the work that you've dedicated to as long as we've known you. And to leading really a massive undertaking of SYP each year. We know that you get the tough calls that inevitably happen when we have literally thousands and thousands of young people, most of whom turn to SYP for their very first job. So we just want to thank you for supporting on-ramps for many years, and all the work that you've done is so foundational to what we do. And sometimes we forget to say thanks, and we just want to do that today. You've launched so many DC youth towards their careers. So I don't know if Deanie is here. If so, welcome, you're joining. I know she was planning to join. But we want to say thank you to you all. Thank you to the whole big army of volunteers and community partners. And say some closing words by some of our alumni, because really it's about what you guys do next, you students. And we're gonna, on-ramps is really growing what we're doing to support alumni through college and all the way to working for these great employers. Like one of our new board members, Fred Henry from SAIC, said that this, the payoff for employers is where you guys end up, but and hopefully end up in their organizations. And we know that that's important. So as alumni, I want to introduce Sean and Eric, if they are there, to just talk about what you can do next as alumni.
Yeah, sure thing. Thanks, Mr. Holm. Eric, did you want to start? I think Eric's around.
Hey, yeah, sorry, technical difficulties. Yeah, I can. Hi, guys. My name is Eric Latimer. I am actually, as you can see, an alumni of On-Ramps to Careers. I started interning with On-Ramps sophomore year of high school. I did internships at Microsoft, internships at Samsung, internships at Indico, and now I am the organizer of the internship that we hosted over at ADS this year. I'm actually a junior engineer now at Acquired Data Solutions, one of our employer partners, and couldn't be happier than to support the program and give back. So yeah, I'm going to be a senior at the University of Maryland this fall, finishing up computer engineering.
Awesome. Yeah, me and Eric have worked together a few times, or especially with on-ramps. But I also started around that time, freshman, sophomore year at McKinley Tech, is where I met Mr. Home and got the opportunity to do a bunch of great internships, starting at Athletech, like Brittany Young mentioned earlier today. And then I was able to come back in college and be an internship advisor to Indico, excuse me, Indico. And now I just started 2 weeks ago at Intuit QuickBooks in San Francisco. So it's a pleasure to be here. And here, let me kick off what Robert Home mentioned, which is about 6 months ago, a team of alumni, we got together with Mr. Home and Ms. Jones and started kind of working together to put together a more concrete alumni network. Many of the people on the call are already alumni of OnRamps, if you're not already. And if you didn't know this already, you know you're part of a career network, but you're also part of the OnRamps family. And in order to keep this family more connected, we created a LinkedIn alumni network. And OnRamps, the whole OnRamps team supports us to bring opportunities and learning to the whole alumni network. And so be sure to join. I think Eric will talk more about that.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Yeah, guys, be sure to join the network. There's a lot of employers that actually take a look at our LinkedIn network and actually are planning to use that network for a source of talent, almost like a talent pipeline coming out of school. So definitely really important to join the alumni network, not only for employment opportunities, but for you guys to connect to your fellow alumni that you may have fell out of touch with over the years. Maybe somebody that you worked with that, you were really great friends with, and, you guys went off to college and, communication was spotty. So it's a nice way to be a part of the family and still stay connected to OnRamps. So I really, really, really advise, I really recommend that all the alumni go ahead and join our LinkedIn group again, so you guys can stay up to float with what we're doing, have an active participation in the direction of OnRamps, and again, to help network and find employment opportunities. But that being said, it also helps OnRamps when you guys answer the surveys that we send. The surveys are really super important. They help us kind of keep track of where you guys are going, where you guys are kind of ending up in terms of how many of you guys are finishing up college, how many of you guys are college alumni, how many of you guys are seeking employment. Those stats kind of help us cater the services and the support we give you guys in a way that is more effective in helping you. So the surveys and the information that you guys provide to us is super, super important. And to stay connected and to provide that information, again, really helps OnRamps in terms of determining where to go and the certain services that we want to focus on in helping you guys out. So yeah, be sure to join the alumni network. Be sure to give, be sure to do the surveys. Be sure to give us the information. So yeah.
Fabulous.
And thank you all for being here. It's really special to see all you guys here, and I know we're doing this virtually, but it's still a great thing to see all of us come together and celebrate this summer and all the good work we did. So yeah, thank you all guys for being here as well. I'm excited.
Thank you, Eric and Sean. Between them and all the alumni you've seen today, this is where the future is, both for you guys who are coming up and for our employers. So really proud of you guys and the spirit of giving back of this group of alumni. So in closing, don't go away. I've got 3 bullets of thanks, and then we're gonna do a photo, because we do want to capture this. We've done a recording, but we really want to share this with as many people as we can, what's happening and what you guys have done. Students, there's all and everyone your videos are going to be available on a website that we'll send out on Monday. So you've only seen clips of a handful of those, but as Lindsay Parker said, there's 30 of them out there, and we'd love to show those, especially the final intern presentation winner, the help desk. So we're going to record you guys with the picture in just a second. I want to thank all of our students and alumni, especially through the challenges this year, but actually over the years going after your dreams. Thank all of our employers who created and grew these opportunities, our community partners who really work tirelessly with us and go well beyond what OnRamps does, our sponsors who sustain this work. Thank you. So here's that moment where we're going to take the selfie. This is that, or all of us together though, this army of volunteers. If you could all put on your video, I'm going to put on gallery view. And I hope that, I know our digital media person, Emily Weberman, is going to take some screenshots, but I'll take one set. That way you have a little bit of a warning about what's coming here. But we really value you and want to kind of brag about you. So I'll do this first one. Actually, let me see if I can expand the screen a little bit. Oh yeah, wow, this is a beautiful group. So on 3, 1, 2, 3, say intern. And then I'm going to go to the second. Oh goodness, we have 5 pages. So hang on a second, guys. 1, 2, 3. Please. And all right, last page. We're going to do this one. Oops, sorry. I surprised you. Last one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Say employers. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Please enjoy this beautiful evening. Thank you for spending an hour and a half of it with us here. And we are almost exactly on time. I'm going to stick around in the room. Anybody who wants to chat or ask questions, please feel free. And then we will see some of you in your presentations with employers tomorrow, and hopefully lots of you August 30th back in school.
All right.
All the well.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms.
Thanks so
Jones. Thank you,
much.
Mr. Holmes.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks.
Awesome. Oh, I've neglected my DJ duties here.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Thanks, Ms. Jones.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thank you, guys. You made it. You rocked it. Let's see. I have the screenshot up. All right. Oh, well, we'll play a new song. All right. Cool. Well done, all of our presenters, guys. You really rocked it. Whoops, a little bit louder. Cool. So we'll see some of you guys tomorrow with the alumni network. Let's get back together, at the end of August or beginning of September, and let's reach out. Maybe we should do the surveys you talked about even sooner, Eric and Sean.
That'd be great. Yeah, we have some data to go